Imagine this: Barcelona, Spain, 1969. A man walks into a cafe carrying a lollipop. Not just any man. He has a thin, perfectly waxed mustache that curls up at the ends like two tiny fishing hooks. His eyes are wide and intense, the kind of eyes that seem to be looking at something nobody else can see. His name is Salvador Dalí, and he's one of the most famous artists alive. He has painted some of the most iconic images of the 20th century. He has collaborated with Hitchcock and Disney. His work hangs in the greatest museums in the world. And right now, he is staring seriously, very seriously, at a piece of candy. Across the table sits Enric Bernat, the Spanish businessman who invented the lollipop brand Chupa Chups. He has a problem. His candy is delicious. Kids love it. But the packaging? Forgettable. Generic. Lost on a shelf full of other sweets. He needs something people will remember. So he called Dalí. Legend has it that Dalí looked at the lollipop, picked up a pen, and sketched a bold daisy shape, right there on the spot, in under an hour. Then he said one more thing. Put the logo on top, not the side. The top. Believe it or not, that single sketch from that one afternoon is still on every Chupa Chup wrapper sold anywhere in the world today. Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Bryan, and today's story is about a candy inventor with a packaging problem, a surrealist genius with a pen, and one design decision made in under an hour that has now been seen by billions of people. This is the surprisingly fascinating story of Chupa Chups. In the afternoon, Salvador Dalí designed a lollipop. To understand why Dalí got involved, you have to understand what Enric Bernat was trying to solve. In the 1950s, candy was everywhere, but it was messy. Chocolate melts in your hands. Caramel sticks to your fingers. Kids eat sweets and then touch everything around them with those sticky little fingers. You see, parents hated it. Bernat had a simple, almost obvious idea. Put the candy on a stick. No more sticky fingers. No more mess. The stick was the solution. He launched the product in 1958 and called it Chupa Chups, from the Spanish verb chupar, which means to suck. The candy itself was an instant hit. But as the brand grew and tried to compete internationally, Bernat realized the packaging wasn't keeping up. The wrapper looked ordinary. In a crowded candy market, ordinary is invisible. He needed something that would stop people in their tracks. Bernat and Dalí were acquaintances, both Spaniards, both larger-than-life personalities. And so Bernat made an unusual phone call. Would the great Salvador Dalí, painter of The Persistence of Memory, those melting clocks, be willing to design a candy wrapper? Well, believe it or not, Dalí said yes. They met. Dalí examined the lollipop with the kind of focus most people reserve for fine art. He sketched rapidly. The design that emerged was bold and simple. A daisy shape with the Chupa Chups name at the center, rendered in yellow and red. Clean, graphic, impossible to miss. And then came the placement idea. Dalí pointed out that lollipops don't sit on shelves the way most products do. They sit upright, in dispensers, with the top of the wrapper facing up. So that's where the logo should go, right on top. So no matter how the candy was displayed or held, the brand was always visible. It was a small insight, but it was exactly the kind of thinking that separates a good designer from a great one. The new packaging launched, and the difference was immediate. The bold daisy stood out in candy dispensers, and kids recognized it. Store owners displayed it prominently, and the design became part of the candy's identity, inseparable from the taste and the experience. Chupa Chups expanded across Europe, then Asia, then the world. Today, it's sold in over 150 countries. And the logo? Still almost exactly what Dalí sketched in that cafe in 1969. Over 50 years later, the design hasn't needed to change. That's the mark of something done right. Here's what I keep thinking about. Salvador Dalí could have said no. He was one of the most celebrated artists in the world. Designing a candy wrapper wasn't exactly a prestigious commission. Nobody would have blamed him for passing. But he didn't treat it like a small job. He treated it like it mattered. He thought about how the candy was displayed. He thought about the angle of the logo. He thought about what would make someone's eyes stop moving and land right there. And the result has been seen by more people than almost any painting in any museum. To me, we have to remember that sometimes the size of the project isn't what makes something great. It's whether the person doing it decided to care. Now, here are a few believe it or not facts I found while researching the podcast. Believe it or not, Dalí reportedly designed the Chupa Chups logo in under an hour during a single cafe meeting, a design that has been seen by billions of people on billions of wrappers across 50 plus years. Sketched in the time it takes to watch a TV episode. Believe it or not, the logo has barely changed since 1969. In an era when brands redesign constantly to stay relevant, Chupa Chups has left a surrealist master's sketch almost completely untouched for over half a century. It's one of the longest-running, unchanged logos in the history of consumer products. Believe it or not, Chupa Chups traveled to space. In 1995, Russian cosmonauts on the Mir space station were supplied with Chupa Chups as part of their provisions. A candy invented to keep kids' hands clean ended up floating in orbit. Believe it or not, the name Chupa Chups is so phonetically simple that it works in almost every language, which is part of why the brand is so recognized globally and so successful. Bernat understood that a name children could easily say in any language was worth more than any clever wordplay. Believe it or not, Dalí was famously obsessed with money and often accepted unusual commissions for the right price. He once designed a perfume bottle, a vodka label, and a tarot card deck. But the Chupa Chups logo is arguably the most seen piece of art he ever created, by a wide margin. And finally, believe it or not, over 4 billion Chupa Chups are sold every year across more than 150 countries. That's roughly 1 lollipop for every 2 people on Earth. Every single year. All wearing the same design, a slightly eccentric Spaniard sketched over coffee. Now, here's the big question of the podcast. Salvador Dalí is in museums. His paintings sell for millions. But statistically, more people have seen his Chupa Chups logo than any canvas he ever touched. So here's the question. Does it matter where great work shows up? Is a masterpiece on a candy wrapper less valuable than one in a gallery? And what does that say about where you choose to put your best effort? If you're enjoying Believe It or Not, follow and subscribe wherever you listen. And next time you see a Chupa Chups, look at the top of the wrapper. That daisy was drawn by one of the greatest artists of the 20th century. In under an hour, over a cup of coffee. And next time on Believe It or Not, Imagine a song so simple a toddler could sing it. 5 words, a repeating melody, almost no lyrics at all. It starts as a small children's video, and then something strange happens. It spreads, and spreads, and spreads, until it becomes the most viewed video in the history of the internet. Not a pop star, not a movie trailer, not a viral moment. A children's song about a baby shark. The story of how Baby Shark conquered the world is weirder and more calculated than you'd ever expect. You won't want to miss it. Now, as always, before we go, you know what? I forgot my joke about lollipops, but I swear it was on the tip of my tongue. Until next time, keep wondering, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the truth is weirder than fiction.